Hey guys, Mike Short, American Guardian Solutions. Wanted to give you my hot take on the Lakewood church shooting that just occurred on Sunday. I've been waiting just a little bit to get as much detail as I could out of the media because on these things, people say whatever they comes to mind really. Houston PD did provide quite a bit of information, so I've been reading up on that. Still more information is coming out, so the details are bound to change a little bit. All right, so at 1:53 on Sunday, right before a 2 o'clock service, the Spanish service, what officers are saying is a Hispanic female arrived. She got out of her car with a 7-year-old boy, her boy, and walked up towards the west entry. This shooter was wearing a long trench coat, a backpack on her back, and had a long gun, a rifle. The weather was 70 degrees, no rain, so a trench coat would definitely stick out. When she got to that west doors, she apparently was confronted by a security guard. It's unknown whether that security guard was armed or not, but was able to push through or get into that doorway in the west side of the hallway. She was in the building for about 2 minutes before the shooting started. Presumably during that time, she sprayed some sort of chemical on the ground, and after about 2 minutes began firing her weapon, hitting one 56-year-old man in the leg, and then pointing her gun at some off-duty officers who were working security at the event. Officers responded with fire, putting her down, and unfortunately the child she was putting in harm's way that was with her. Before she died, she claimed to have bombs on her. Again, she had a backpack with her, and she did have some sort of a cord or a device that could be related to a bomb. So, pretty complex scene. This, for those that don't know, this is one of the biggest mega churches in the United States, and it has a ton of people, okay? So, very complex scene for security and for providing security. Just a couple takeaways I want you guys to consider. One is interdicting outside, okay? What we have seen over and over are these folks that are doing these things are targeting these events, these churches, and usually they're external threats. They're not coming from the inside, and they're kind of obvious threats. So we really need to focus on having presence and assets outside so that we can interdict early. So had we seen those obvious suspicion indicators, the trench coat, the backpack, and then a long gun, we could hopefully interdict before they even get to the door. That's the goal. The other thing I wanted to just mention real quickly is there was an apparent bomb threat and also a hazmat threat. So two big deals, not very, very common, but something to consider when training your team. So to understand just some tactics and some understanding on what to do whenever a bomb threat is there. Obviously, you want to get people away from it as best you can, and a amount of distance that is going to make sense for that particular device. So obviously work with your law enforcement folks on training some of that stuff, but wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. Thanks be to God, not many more were hurt, and really has to do a lot with the quick response of immediate responders that were on site providing security. So kudos to those folks that were doing that. It's a very tough scene. I know the folks that were just there and witnessed that. It's a traumatic event. Praying for that young boy who was shot, as well as the other victim who was shot. So I hope this finds you all well. God bless. Talk to you later.